Today we're going to be making strawberry granita. Granita is basically a way to make a frozen dessert without an ice cream maker. And basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making a liquid and putting it into a dish and then using a fork to scrape it every like 30 minutes. And it creates this kind of icy, slushy, kind of fun dessert. And it's super healthy because we're just going to use straight fruit and a little bit of sweetener. So the first thing you want to do is add your strawberries, which you could use a lot of different kinds of fruit, whatever is in season for your area. And I'm using really ripe strawberries. So you're going to add your strawberries. I did about 2 cups. The more ripe your fruit is, the sweeter it's going to be. So we're going to start this. I started blending it, but now we're going to be adding our Truvia. You could use honey, you could use just plain sugar. If you use a regular sugar or honey, you need to add the calories into it. And you could add it slowly so that you don't over sweeten it. And also, basically, the less sweetener you add, the lower calorie it is. So I blended this until it was completely smooth. Now some granitas, they do add liquid, they add water to it, and I'm not adding water to this because I want it to be super sweet, because I'm actually going to have my boys try it and see what they think. This would also be a really fun recipe to do with your kids because you can get it all prepped for them and they can help you doing the scraping. So we're going to add this to our container. Now the freezing time can all depend upon what you have going on in your house, what's happening, but the more often you scrape the mixture, the more fine the crystals are going to be, and so the more elegant the dessert's going to be. So if you're just making this really quick for your kids, if you can scrape it like every hour, that's not that big of a deal. They're going to enjoy it. If you're making it for a dinner party and you want to make it really nice, try and just set your timer on your phone for every half an hour and just scrape it. So let's put this in the freezer. I just pulled the granita out, so now I'm going to take my fork and I'm going to start breaking up the ice chunks. The outside edge is going to be a little bit thicker, and that's basically where you're really going to want to start breaking it up. So you're just going to keep scraping it with the fork and getting all your chunks out, and then you really want to get those chunks broken up. And that's how you're going to get that really smooth consistency. If you don't break those up, you're going to have chunks of ice throughout. So just stir, find those chunks, break them up, stir, keep binding them until it's really nice and smooth again. Get it laying flat. Keep all the stuff off the sides. And now we're going to put this in for the freezer again for another 30 minutes. So you can see this is a really easy dessert. It takes only a couple ingredients. You basically just have to watch it and keep stirring it every 30 minutes. It takes a little bit of time, but it turns out amazing. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what this looks like when it's all done after the freezing process. Now, your freezing process will be different for everyone depending upon how much fruit you have, how much liquid you have in it, and the kind of fruit will all freeze differently. So basically, the end result may take longer for some people, shorter for others, just depending upon what you're using. So my timer went off and I've stirred this probably about 2 or 3 times. It's been about an hour, so I'm one of those people that I just can't wait, so I kept stirring it, which worked out fine. So you can see it's now all pretty crystallized. It's really just, it's a lot more flaky than the whole mixture started out, and as I was going along it got flakier and flakier. So you can see now this is how it's turned out. And to serve this, you can just serve it up in a really pretty glass bowl, or just put it in a cup for your kids. I think my kids are going to really like this. It was actually really easy. I'm surprised at how easy this is. I would love to hear, have you tried Granita? What kind of flavors have you tried, or do you guys have any flavor combinations that you would recommend? So there it is. Really nice, pretty dessert. Easy, fun, and really light. So I just calculated out, if you used, like, if you counted this as 3 servings, this would be like 38 calories. So, I mean, that's under 50 calories for a really pretty dessert. And it's really good. This is part of the Mommy Potluck collab, so definitely check out below, the links below, and you can see like over 10 different recipes that other moms have made. And I would love if you would go and visit all the other moms.